One of the things that you've talked about, and that is probably one of the most common things that your guests say, is knowing your audience is one of the most
Hmm.
important things when thinking about speaking, and when you're going to speak to a group of people or even individuals. So, could you expand on that idea and the importance of that a little bit for me?
I appreciate you bringing that up because I think this is the foundational mistake people make in their communication, regardless of role. If you're in sales, if you're in human resources, if you're just in giving a toast for friends at a wedding or some kind of event, we start from the wrong place. We start from, what do I want to say? This is what I want to get across. And I think rather we should be asking, what does my audience need to hear? So it's not about what you want, it's about what they need. And that's critically important. We have known for a long time in the academic world that if your message is relevant, salient, and important for your audience, they will pay more attention to it. They're more likely to remember it and act on it. And so we really need to spend time doing reconnaissance, reflection, and research on who our audience is so we can tailor our message. And you're exactly right. Across all 100+ episodes we've done of Think Fast, Talk Smart, the number one common thread is know your audience. And it's said in many different ways. It's said it's not about you, it's about them. Do really dig deep into the audience. My favorite for an episode that has yet to come up, Julian Treasure, who himself is such a treasure about listening. He says, "What is the listening I am speaking into?" That's a really fun way of saying the same thing. So, yes, 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 yes. So important that we look at this.
And like those three R's you spoke about, would you mind, like, if I'm not familiar with speaking contracts and don't have a lot of confidence, could you maybe like outline a couple of things that someone could do to start to implement? They're going to go meet a friend today, or like maybe they're going to go and talk in a meeting. What are some quick tips you could have so someone can actually go and do this really, really fast?
Thank you. Yeah. So reconnaissance, reflection, and research. We have to spend. So if this is a plan presenting where or a meeting where who's going to be in the room, you need to spend time thinking about them. So first and foremost, do some cyber stalking. Get online, look at their LinkedIn profiles, their company bios, etc. You can learn a lot. Try to talk to people who might have spoken before to them or know them. If you're speaking at a conference, talk to the organizers of the conference. Try to understand the people you're communicating with. You can even reach out to them. You can talk to them. You can send surveys. Spend the time doing that. Now, if you're doing something spontaneously, my new book is all about in the moment speaking, where you don't have the luxury of time to actually figure out these people. Notice what's going on in the environment. Think about people who are at this event. What brings them to this event? What might be important to them? So you need to take the time to do that kind of work. Now, the question becomes, what are you looking for? So I have a few ideas. One, you want to know their knowledge level. What do they know relative to what you are speaking on? We've all been in that circumstance where people talk too high level or too low level for us. So what do they know? Second, what are their attitudes likely to be? You will change your behavior based on the attitudes of the people you're speaking to. So you should think about it. And most importantly, of these three, is what are the areas of resistance, hesitation, or concern that this audience might have? You, as somebody who's been in sales, know that it's really important to think about resistance points. So these are the things that we need to think about before we start communicating so we can tailor our message to be more relevant and significant to them.